All right, baby. So today I'm here for you.
Uh-oh.
Don't do that. I'm here for you.
I don't know what that
I'm gonna
means.
tell you what it means.
Okay.
So, we got our book coming out, right?
Yes,
The
we
Above
do.
Average Marriage. Make sure you guys check that out.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why I'm saying that is because in one of the challenges that we have in the book, we talk about having shared goals. We talk about having shared values and all of these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what a lot of people fail to realize is that when you're setting goals in marriage, it's easy to say you want a house, you want kids, you want to be able to travel, you
Mm-hmm.
want to do all of this stuff, right? But what a lot of people fail to realize is that in the pursuit of gaining the stuff, depending on where you are in that moment, a lot of the times you have to become a completely new person on the journey.
Yeah.
And so bringing that back full circle to why I want to talk to you today is because we're in a season right now to where we're going after everything that we've prayed for. You know what I mean?
Listen,
We're going after
all of
all
it.
of our goals. We're going after all of what we've envisioned for our lives over the next 3 to 5 years, right? But we know that that requires us to have a transformation inside of us so that way we can reap the benefits outside of us for what we want to ultimately accomplish.
Yeah.
And a lot of people fail to realize sometimes that in the pursuit of being able to acquire whatever that is or be at whatever level that is, you have to become a new person.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be able to develop the character and the personality and all of these different character traits, right, in order to be able to walk into whatever that thing is.
Yeah.
And so for you, my love, I know that you want to be an impactful person.
Mm-hmm.
I know you want to be somebody who can truly pour into the lives of other people, be able to help people with their mindsets and step into being better versions of themselves and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And that requires you to be able to share those beautiful thoughts and the wisdom that you have with people. And that requires a newer version of you
Yeah.
that you haven't had to tap into before. And you being able to open up that beautiful mouth of yours and just express all of those
Beautiful
thoughts.
mouth.
Yes, your mouth
Oh, you
is
got a
beautiful.
pretty mouth.
You got a pretty mouth. So we got to do something about that, baby. The people need to be able to hear the value that you have to offer. And we have to be bold enough to bring people along the journey of you stepping into becoming that more vocal, bold, out there version of you that wants to be able to actually say something that truly helps people.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you envision that next level version of you stepping into all of this transformation that we're working towards right now?
Like it feels overwhelming,
Mm-hmm.
like thinking about that version of me.
Yeah.
Because I know it's going to come with me yet again doing more uncomfortable things. Kind of like forcing my hand in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, something we talk about all the time. I want to be a true content creator. Like we do it, but I still want to do it in my own lane. So I really want to focus more on delivering my message in the most impactful way with my voice.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what exactly that looks like? It looks like me needing to record more, me needing to be more vocal, me being able to express my thoughts in a way that can be easily understood.
Mm-hmm.
Becoming an even better communicator. Yeah. Yeah.
Why is change so difficult?
Why has change so difficult?
In the pursuit of you becoming this newer version of you?
Because I don't know what she looks like. I don't know. How do I explain this? I think I'm intimidated by this newer version of me because I've overcome so much in my life. I've overcome so many obstacles. I've achieved a lot of things. So I'm like, well, shit, what next? You know what I'm saying? So it has to be like this next version of me, whatever she's going to do, it has to be big because I've only leveled up. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's intimidating even thinking about her capacity. Does that make sense? This probably sounds bizarre. It probably sounds bizarre.
Said another way, like it's intimidating thinking about what she's actually capable of.
What she's actually capable of, and knowing that the distance between me and her is like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like right there.
It's not that far
It's
away.
not that far away. So it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary. Yeah, it's scary.
But that's what you do. You do scary stuff.
I know. I know I do scary things, but I think, I don't know, this feels different. I think it feels different because my dreams have become so much bigger because of you. You literally turned me into a dreamer. And I know the version that I am right now, I know not even the version that I am, every version of me, every single version of me, anything I put my mind to as that version, I've done. Literally all of it. There has been like, yeah, there has been lessons learned, like I guess you can call it failures, but it's always been a part of the journey. So I know that anything I put my actual mind to, my effort to, is going to produce whatever results it needs to produce for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So in knowing that it's going to work out for me, and knowing that this future version of me is so big, is like even scarier.
Do you feel like there's a greater level of responsibility with who you're becoming?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How does that make you feel?
Overwhelmed. It makes me feel overwhelmed. It makes me feel like all I can do is really like do what I've been doing, you know, kind of turn it up a bit and just trust in God. Like that's it.
Why do you feel like who you're becoming is even necessary? Like, why do you even need to become this next level version of you that's so vocal and impactful and shares what she's thinking and wants to do all of this stuff? Like, why is becoming her even necessary?
Because of the impact that I want to make.
Okay.
The impact that I want to make on women, the impact that I want to make on couples. Like, I want to make a positive impact. I want my life to have actual meaning. I don't want stuff. Like, stuff is easy. Like, I really want to positively impact people's lives, like help them move to action into whatever direction that they want to go with their life. That's what I want to do. I want my life to actually mean something, you know, outside of my household, obviously. You know what I'm saying? So I need this version of me to manifest in order for me to fulfill what I believe is my bigger purpose for myself and for what God says. So I have to be her. Literally. There's no other choice.
Right.
And that's what makes it scary. Because if I don't go after her, I'm going to regret it and I'm going to be depressed and it's going to just spiral. So I have to pursue this version of me.
Does it give you a sense of confidence or encouragement knowing that you've already overcame so much? And like you said before, everything that you've ever put your mind to, you've always shown up and been able to do more than what you thought possible. Does that give you a sense of like encouragement in this pursuit?
I mean, it does give me encouragement and confidence for sure. But it doesn't make it any less intimidating. But it does give me confidence in knowing that I'm going to do the thing. Like, I'm going to show up as her, you know?
Absolutely.
So yeah.
It's crazy because like I already know for a fact that she's already there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because in my mind, that version of you already exists.
Mm-hmm.
It's who you are naturally. You trying to be able to bring that person behind the camera or in front of the camera,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So it's not even the fact that she's not already there. It's just that now there's a responsibility to be able to showcase her
Mm-hmm.
and who you already are.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what's so amazing to me is because I'm like, I already know she's already there. It's just that how can you be able to tap into all of what you already are in this form?
Mm-hmm.
And in greater forms as opportunities present themselves, as we grow, as we expand, as we create bigger platforms,
Mm-hmm.
get on bigger platforms, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
How can you be able to grow and continue to expand who you are already naturally in the real world
Mm-hmm.
in this other environment, this digital environment?
Yeah.
So like that's how I think about that. And what do you say is the difficulty in transitioning to being again a lot of who you are naturally and being able to put that person in front of the camera?
Good question. That is a very good question. I feel like that is a question I've asked myself numerous times, and I still haven't figured that part out. Like, what is it about being in front of the camera that really freaks me out? Not really freaks me out, but is a challenge, even though we've been doing it for such a long time. So
Is it like that spotlight thing?
It could be that. It could be the fact that it is a spot, but even, I don't know, maybe that is it. Like, cause it's like the lights are on me, the camera's on me. It's like maybe stage fright in front of the camera. Cause I wasn't stage fright. I didn't have stage fright when I was on the stage physically.
Which is so interesting because
I wasn't afraid or nervous at all when I was on the stage competing. I was not nervous, which was really weird. It was really weird because I was expecting, I kept telling you, babe, I should be nervous. I should be nervous. And I was never nervous.
should is an interesting word.
Mm-hmm. No, that's how I felt. I felt like I should have been nervous. Absolutely. Yeah.
I know what you said. I'm saying like it's interesting because in the 13 years I've known you, I've never known you to be the nervous in front of people type, the type to get embarrassed, the type to shrink yourself. Like you've never been that person. So to know that there's an environment that can kind of create this false identity of you is trippy to me. Like it doesn't even surprise me that you weren't nervous on stage because you're not small. Like you've never had a need or a desire to be intimidated. Like you've never been intimidated by crowds, by people. Yeah. You've never been the type to be shy or embarrassed. Like you're one of the boldest people I know. You know what I'm saying? Like in real life.
Right.
Like I've seen your boldness make other people feel like they kind of got to shrink themselves, not because of you doing anything to them, but because of how big your personality is.
Right.
And so it was not shocking to me that you weren't shy or scared or any of that stuff on stage. But in this environment, it's like it brings something out of you that literally does not exist.
I don't know.
In who you naturally are. It's like a cloud comes over you that tries to shadow all of who you naturally are. And we're trying to pull that shadow off of you.
Listen, the devil is always busy. So maybe that's a part of it. Satan, get me behind. But I really don't know why. I don't know why. And I hate that I don't know why. Because if I don't know why, I don't know what to attack.
Because you don't even know who she is.
Yeah.
Like, how do you attack a problem, a character trait that has never existed in you before?
I don't know.
You don't even, like, you're not even familiar with the character trait of being shy, timid, or being intimidated. Like, none of it is completely unfamiliar territory to you.
I know. I don't know. But we're going to get over it.
Yeah.
We're going to get past it. If I have to record every single day with you to get over whatever this is, I will. I do whatever it takes. Like, and that's just what it's going to be. Because I refuse to allow my whatever this is to hold me back from doing what I believe my purpose is. Period. So, however uncomfortable, however hard or unfamiliar, whatever, I don't care. I will do whatever needs to be done to get over this hump. And that's it.
I know you will. I know that a lot of responsibility comes with being bold enough to share your thoughts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot comes with that, especially in the world where people are so commonly attacked for their words.
Yeah.
We've been on the receiving end of that
many times. Many
saying?
times.
But I think it gets a little bit heavier when you have the heart and the desire to really want to serve people. And knowing that comes with a new level of responsibility. It comes with a new level of you having to be that much more intentional about what you say, how you portray yourself, and all of these other things, right? And maybe it's just because you care. And maybe that drives you to having to exert that above average effort in this particular area. And it's so different from areas that you've dealt with before.
Yeah.
In the area that like words matter to you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I have so few sometimes.
Yeah, like words matter to you. The way that you are perceived when you're using your words and sharing and expressing yourself. Like, I know you well enough to know that those aren't things that you take lightly.
Right.
When you're expressing yourself to people, like, you really care about the things that you say. Even when you're trying to, like, find your way through your words or whatever, you care about how people receive that. And I think that maybe it's just because you care so much.
Yeah, and I know I was talking to my sisterhood maybe a couple weeks back, and I was telling them something I was, like, concerned about is how aggressive I can come off. Like, how I don't think it's aggressive, but I know my demeanor can be kind of like, to some people. And I was afraid that would scare people off or scare women off, specifically women off. And a lot of them was like, no, we love that you're that type of person. You're going to keep it real. Like, we know you meant it when you said it. Like, we know you meant it. And I'm like, I forget that. I forget that about me is like, when I say something, you know what I mean. You know, if I said it, I meant every word of it. And like, even though it comes out in a maybe aggressive way, it still doesn't take away the meaning of what I said. And sometimes I just get really passionate. And there's a reason why, like you said, because I care. So I think that's something I'm also trying to work through is like being okay with me coming off the way I do, because it's just my personality. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, because you don't have a small personality.
Yeah.
And it's not even that it's just aggressive. It's just that, for one, you have a strong voice.
I do.
You have a very dominant presence. And people can perceive that a number of different ways.
Yeah.
And for you, it's just you being naturally who you are. Like me and baby girl say, you're a resting 7. You know, like your presence is arresting 7. When most people, you know, juggle somewhere between like a 1 and like maybe a 4, but you sit naturally in the real world at a 7. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it takes rare cake. Like you got to be sleepy,
Right.
you know, bogged down with thoughts or something like that or whatever, like to drop below that.
Mm-hmm.
But naturally, you know, you dabble between 7 and like a mid 9.
Hey, I didn't even know I was up that high though. Until y'all told me, like, I didn't know my personality was as big as y'all, or if y'all perceived my personality as that big. I didn't even know that. Yeah. So like, it was an eye opener for me, especially when you was like, babe, when you on the show, you like a 4 when your personality is normally a 7, like in the real world. And I was like, wait a second, that means I'm not being true to myself, and I don't like that. Mm-hmm. I don't like that. I don't like that I'm smaller on the show when I should be my full self everywhere. And I'm able to do that everywhere except for here. So we need to figure that out. I'm going to figure it out.
For now.
Yeah, for now. Yeah. Until I grow. Give me a few weeks of consistency.
It's coming.
Yeah, it must.
Absolutely.
I literally have no choice. I literally have not one choice.
Nah, but I think that everything starts with first, you know, being able to acknowledge the challenge itself. Mm-hmm. And I think that we have everything that we need in order to continue to attack that. And even though, you know, we've been, you know, consistent with the show for a while and have been doing this, it's still fresh in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. Like we're not veterans in this thing yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there's so much more of us that we're becoming. Mm-hmm. And I know naturally, like I talk a lot. I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot that I like to express. I can go there. Right. But that's not a character trait that you usually have. Like that's not you. Mm-hmm. You're a woman of very few words, but when you use those words, you freaking mean it.
I'm a very good listener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you actually enjoy listening.
I do.
And you process thoroughly, slowly sometimes, but you really like to extract everything out of everything that you're hearing. Mm-hmm. And that's just who you are naturally. Mm-hmm. And that's a great character trait to have. Mm-hmm. However, I know that in conjunction with you being able to do that, you also have to get to this place to where you can be more expressive, which is what you're working on. Mm-hmm. But what I look forward to is being able to just continue the journey with you. Mm-hmm. And for those of you know who are watching, this is the part where you've set the goal, you've set the intention, you know what you want to accomplish in life, you know where you want to go, what you want to have, whatever the case may be. But in that journey, there's some becoming that has to happen. Mm-hmm. You have to be willing to do the work, to develop the capacity, to develop the character, to become the person who can have the stuff or who can have whatever that platform is. You got to become that person. Mm-hmm. And that requires sometimes a breaking down of old character traits and habits, developing a completely new character, sometimes becoming a completely new person. And now when we get to go on that journey together to be able to accomplish whatever that is, we have to stay connected and so closely involved in each other's process to make sure that we don't grow apart. Mm-hmm. So we have to be invested in each other in that process to continue to grow together, because it's priority for me to continue to be close to my wife and to continue to fall in love with who she's becoming.
Right.
And that's what a lot of people miss sometimes. Mm-hmm. They decide they want to go after something. They set a goal. They do whatever they want to do. You know, like, hey, I want to have this house. I want to do this stuff. I want to go these places. I want to make this amount of money, whatever the case may be. But they forget that you have to become a person or a new person, new version of yourself in that process. Mm-hmm. And then you also have to be able to be in love with the person that you're with throughout that process.
Right.
Because they're going from the person that you know today, the person you're familiar with today, into this completely new person that can have whatever that thing is on the other side that you've dreamed of, envisioned, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. So this is us being involved in each other's process.
Yeah.
And literally grabbing each other by the hand and walking through it. Mm-hmm. Because my baby got some stuff to say. And she needs to be able to bring that natural resting 7 to the show. Not only just on the show, but just independently in general.
Yeah.
Because you have an impact that you desire to make. Mm-hmm. And that I think a lot of people, especially a lot of women out here, need. So I'm looking forward to seeing not only who you become, but seeing you be able to bring who you naturally are to this environment of creating.
Right.
And as your husband, how can I better support you in the process?
Hold me accountable.
I can do that.
That's pretty much it. I already know what to do. I just need you to be like, get on your shit.
What does accountability in the most effective way look like for you? Coming from me.
Coming from you. Checking in, making sure I'm recording, looking at my clips, making sure I'm actually recording every day. That's holding me accountable.
I got you, baby.
For this particular thing.
For this particular endeavor.
Yeah, for this particular thing. I don't usually need my hands to be held, but with this, it's different. It feels different. Mm-hmm. So I might need a little extra kick. Right. That's me kicking. Yeah. So.
But see, that's why I got to be specific, though, because like you just expressed it, accountability in this season for this particular thing looks completely different than what it would look like in something else.
Absolutely.
So I got to be able to ask that question because I need to be able to know how can I best show up for you in this season, in this endeavor, to be able to help you the best way possible.
Right.
Hope y'all caught that nugget. But I got you, baby. And I know that you can do this. Matter of fact, I'm sure that you do this. Mm-hmm. Me and baby, we got your back.
I already know.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
And I look forward to seeing the impact that you make. And being right beside you as you make it.
Of course. Of course you will be. Mm-hmm. As always.
I'm going to support my wife to the death of me.
You know, that's something I never have to worry about is whether you're going to support me or not.
I know.
Like, because you're always there.
Big facts.
And I'm grateful for that.
Heavy on the support.
I know. I think everybody knows.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Because I definitely have enjoyed it with my queen. And until next time, family, my name is John Trone. This is my beautiful, most amazing, impactful thought leader.
Oh.
Of a wife.
Adoria.
Until next time. Peace and love.
I love you. It's crazy.